The button is pressed while Matt is tweeting. You guys are getting a live tweet experience right now if you are watching on YouTube and you're staring at Matt Donato's Twitter feed for some good reason.
We're inside the hex.
You're
Oh yeah. I have a new beer. It's been a very long day, so everyone knows. Okay. I needed this. This is my last sip of it, and I'll crack a new one to start the episode.
Okay. I want to know what that is you're drinking, though. It's like a fun, colorful can. That was so
look, it's gone. A cucumber and lime Golden Road hard seltzer, which is my favorite hard seltzer I found in California.
Is that very refreshing?
It is. It's refreshing as hell. So the cucumber made me a little nervous, but it works.
Okay. I like the sound of that. I have this wonderful Belgian-style wheat ale. I love the orange flavor in it, and I'm going to open it right now. Something to open? Okay.
I did.
1, 2, 3. Mine still sounds like a fart.
So this week I have the strawberry variation of the milkshake IPA I had last week. So I have strawberry velvet IPA.
Okay. I feel like usually that's something that I wouldn't like, but something about like a strawberry flavored milkshake is sounding very good to me right now.
Yeah, it works because it's hoppy. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty much a double IPA. It hits you with like, I think 7% around there. Okay. But 7%. It's creamy, smooth, and it does have the strawberry flavor.
Okay. I'm going to add this to my collection after. Those 2 cups behind me, I don't know if you could see them both, but they're both full. I don't know.
Oh, yes, I see them.
I think they're hidden in the background there, but they're like 2 little tumblers, and they're too full. Let's see who's here tonight. What is up, Red Hood? How you doing, my friends? We've got David here. Hi, David. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. I feel like I saw like a beer. Oh, of course it's Kristen. I'm like, where's the beer one that I saw? If you go IPA, then go with a milkshake one. I feel like if I drank an IPA, it would need to be a milkshake one, or I wouldn't want it.
So again, the milkshakes are creamy, which is good, but they're also
heavy?
More alcoholic. Well, they're heavier, yes, and they're more alcoholic. So like you drink like one of these 9%ers, and it'd put you on your ass.
Is that a challenge?
Yeah, absolutely, that's a challenge. Yeah, 100%.
All right. I don't know. Send me a link of where to buy something online and I'll buy it.
Happily.
Okay.
I'm going to send, like, literally, I'll send you a link to this the Beer Drop website, and you can get some Colorado milkshake IPAs.
I was going to say, why are you even surprised that I would, rise to a challenge like that? But it's also like, I'm such a frigging creature of habit. Of course, it's surprising that I'm willing to buy another beer.
100%. Yeah, it is 100% surprising to me that you would try any other beer outside of Blue Moon or UFO or UFO.
I will try things. I just won't consume certain things in large amounts like I do, let's say, Blue Moon or Prosecco.
That's fair. Yeah. No, it's not a creature of habit. You like your comforts, which I understand.
Yeah, I do. All right. What are we talking about tonight?
I have no idea. Let's do it this way. We know that we're 100% talking about Mortal Kombat. Yeah. After that, like I said some things we should talk about, but let's just
things. Yeah, and I think we should really go through a lot of things. I think they were good things. All right.
Well, I was going to say, if anyone in the chat wants to just throw things out that we might get to eventually, I'm fine with that because, again, I logged on very late and it's been a very crazy week. So tell us what you want us to talk about.
We should also tell everyone up top that there's no beer pong tonight, but it's because we're doing a power hour tonight. So what's going to wind up happening is when this live stream winds down at 8:30 Eastern, I'll share a link to the next one, and all you have to do is click on that and come on over there, and then it's basically an hour of just hanging out, having another drink, and listening to some really good music, all of which was selected by me, by Matt, and members of the Patreon team, and it's an all words and soundtrack themed episode of Power Hour, so it should be good fun, and I'm sure you're going to hear some stuff All right, talking Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, you want to jump into that? I can do that.
How did I become obsessed with Mortal Kombat so quickly? We kind of discussed this on a previous episode.
Yeah.
I played a little Mortal Kombat as a kid, but I was never super into it. And even though I got a kick out of that movie, I wasn't really one who was sitting here clamoring for another Mortal Kombat movie. And even when we started to get the images and know who was involved, I'm like, cool, I'm going to want to see this when it comes out, but I don't need it now. After that trailer, I need this movie like injected in my eyeballs. I want it so badly ASAP.
Well, so number one, like you say, like, how did you come around on it so quickly? So like you were not that hyped, right? You were just kind of like, yeah, cool, it's a movie coming out.
I was like in like middle of the road. I wasn't not looking forward to it, but it also wouldn't have made my most anticipated list.
Yeah, so it made my most anticipated list easily. I was so stoked on this. And I say that as someone, honestly, who doesn't love the original. I own it. I like it. I watch it. Don't get me wrong. But like, I won't throw my fandom down on that and say like, I plant my flag and say that's my number one cause. But the other one, it's fine. We got one decent Mortal Kombat movie. We got another one that was whatever it was. But I was excited for this because I wanted to see an updated take and I wanted to see the actors they put together in these roles doing martial arts badassery. And I was hoping to see what I saw in the trailer. That's the biggest thing for me is I came in with hype, but the trailer sold me on everything I wanted to see on it. I mean, not to say it had to be gory. We talked about this already. Like gore wasn't the selling point, but the fact that they took every effort in the trailer to be like, no, it's going to be super gory. You're going to get like blood icicle knives. You're going to get all the fatalities, like that fatality montage at the end of just being like, we're going to fan service you, but we're going to do it in a way that you're going to fucking love. I've seen all I need to see. It's going to be one of those blood sport combat movies where that's all it's focused on. But you can do that. I mean, you can do that with movies like, we'll talk about Timo Tjahjanto later, but Timo's movie Headshot that played at TIFF. I don't know if you saw it with me, or I think Angie saw it with me. And the setup was essentially that. It was essentially a Mortal Kombat kind of movie where characters would just one by one combat their way through a story. And it's awesome. Like you can do that. You can do that the right way. And I feel like everything I've seen from this Mortal Kombat trailer is going to do it in the right way.
I'm so happy they leaned into the blood and the gore and the set pieces of it all, because that's what looked phenomenal to me. Also, as you were talking about the old ones, I totally forgot there was a second one. I don't think I've ever even seen
Annihilation.
Yeah. I know I've watched the Paul W.S. Anderson one quite a few times.
So, and the other thing I too want to bring up is the fact that Scorpion's Revenge came out last year, the animated film, and that kicks a lot of ass.
Oh,
so
really?
if you are, it's awesome.
Where can you watch that?
It's on VOD at this point, but Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge, I think it's called. It came out last year. It's an animated film. The action choreography animation specifically is fucking awesome. It's so detailed and the carnage is so detailed, which you wouldn't expect from an animated, like, not that you wouldn't expect it, but the levels that this goes to really bring the brutality, I did not expect from an animated film. It's so cool.
I think Travis here is talking about Annihilation. Maybe,
yeah. You've seen a few Annihilations there.
Maybe I will. I'll rewatch everything before the new movie comes out. I'm very much in a Mortal Kombat zone right now. It's like, one of the things that I got the biggest kick out of in the trailer is that every single character has to basically do a roll call, and that's like a big LOL type thing, but for some reason, I'm friggin' loving it in the context of that particular trailer with that style and that tone, and it makes me want to go back and just learn everything I can about, this thing that I do know on a surface level, but not any deal. It's like, as they were doing the roll call, I'm like, I forgot that was your name.
And they didn't even roll call all the characters they had in the trailer, like Goro's in there. And so like, it's nice to know that they roll called the names we wanted to hear, but at the same respect, they're leaving things. They're not going to kind of spoil that for us, and they're going to leave surprises for us. And again, I say that having seen a ton of awesome fatalities already. So I will say cautiously, I hope they did not sell everything in the trailer just to get us in the door, and that's what they have to offer. I don't think so, because I don't believe this kind of film is going to do that to us. But in the same respect, I mean, people were already complaining about, I think it's Milena's character, and they don't like the representation we've seen already. But the fact of the matter is, we have seen only a glimpse in a trailer. So calm down.
Oh, I see. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't really remember that character, but I thought she looked badass in it. The shot where she's like licking the sai is that's nuts. And I thought her character was one of the best too.
It's awesome, exactly. But everyone wanted to have a little conniption and like say, "Oh, it doesn't look like the character. Where her teeth and blah blah blah." Like, it's gonna be there. Producers even like got on Twitter and they're like, "It's going to be there. You just saw a glimpse, I promise." So
I want to look up what that character looked like. I want to know what everyone's complaining about.
Yeah, so essentially they're complaining that we don't get to see. I have a picture. I was trying to look up a picture. Everyone's complaining we don't get to see these teeth immediately, but like they're gonna be there. We're gonna see them.
You like I'm looking at the screenshot from the trailer right now. You do. They're right there.
You do like everyone wanted to see more of the ghastly grin, we'll call it, and stuff like that. But like it's just fandom. It's just fandom jumping into it, and but the fact that the producers and
more of it too, but I can wait until the movie.
Right, and the fact that producers jumped in to be like, "Calm down, it's gonna be there." It makes me feel good about that.
I do have a feeling that, to your previous point, that not everything was spoiled in the trailer. I definitely think they showcased a couple of very cool things that I'm sure will stand out in the full feature. Yeah. But there's too many talented folks behind this, and I feel like there's too much riding on this really being a crowd pleaser and a winner to turn into a franchise. I don't know. I have a very good feeling that this is going to wind up being better than anyone could ever have imagined.
I am hoping it comes out for my birthday. It is going to be my birthday movie because I cannot wait, and I hope it rules and that I get to have all the good reactions. But I mean, like, just going down the list of people that are involved, like you said, like Joe Taslim immediately literally off the bat saying Joe Taslim is playing a Mortal Kombat character, and it's Sub-Zero. And Sub-Zero shit looked awesome in the trailer.
Like everything. I know everyone's talking about the blood stabbing, but really everything with Sub-Zero looked phenomenal.
And for me too, the funny thing is like they go to great lengths. I'm just like double checking everything to make sure I don't speak out of turn. But
he's kind of on the money with this. It's either going to be a guilty pleasure type thing or legitimately incredible. I'm really hoping for the latter right now, but I would be perfectly satisfied with the former too.
The one thing that I'm curious about is they have not said anything about a Johnny Cage appearance.
Yeah,
and
I was wondering.
I'm thinking they're either going to try to hold it for the sequel. I'm hoping. I'm not hoping. I don't know what they're going to try to do with it. I'm thinking they've introduced a new protagonist in the sense that here's a new character. You get to follow them, and like that's their journey. And Johnny Cage isn't there at all. I think either it's going to be an end credit stinger where we get the Cage introduced in the next, like teeing us up for the next film, or I think that might be one of the little tidbits that they've kept hidden. And if they have kept it hidden, God bless them, because to keep something like that hidden in the viral marketing age that we're in.
I'm into that idea. I mean, that was definitely a key character that I really did notice was missing, but you got to save something for the sequel. Who's your favorite Mortal Kombat character? Everyone in the chat answer too. Who's your favorite Mortal Kombat character?
I'm trying to think who I played with the most. I always gravitated towards Kano. I don't know why. I just liked playing with him and playing with that kind of, I don't know, I like the asshole. Or at least when I was playing like early Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, I always like playing the asshole character.
I like
that's not who I am.
He's great in this trailer. I feel like he's going to wind up being a pretty big standout.
That the end line that just end on him. Oh my God.
I think.
What about you?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think for the sake of the movie, Melina is far and away my favorite so far. I just love the look of that character, and I like her poster promo material so far. But when I did play the game, I used to play with Scorpion a lot. I'm pretty sure it was Scorpion and Sub-Zero were the two that I would. Is that like the popular choice?
I mean, Scorpion and Sub-Zero are like the fan favorites. Yeah, they have plenty of kind of playing there. Yeah. I know, but then like the new ones have gotten like it's totally different cast of characters at this point. Like you're playing the new ones and you're playing with all these random characters that aren't even going to appear in this film. So it's hard to pick one when they've introduced the Predator to the Mortal Kombat world.
Wait, what?
all the downloadable content now in the new Mortal Kombat games. They've introduced like all these new characters, so you can play as like the Xenomorph, Predator, Leatherface, Freddy Krueger, down the list. They've introduced so many cool characters. What? The Terminator, Rambo. I'm actually I was pretty okay with
Mortal
Rambo.
Kombat though, no?
It's still Mortal Kombat. It's just John Rambo blowing people up with arrows.
I guess like even when you think about what the whole concept of Mortal Kombat is, why not? I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Or did you see the Jezebel article?
Yes, I did. I knew
this is why we need editors.
I knew that. Like
it's
I'm literally your target audience for getting away with something like that. But I knew that.
For those who don't know, Jezebel wrote an article that said, "Why is Chun-Li missing from the Mortal Kombat trailer?" And the greatest editor's note in the history of editor's note basically says, after further investigation, Chun-Li is not in the Mortal Kombat series. Wow! Exclamation point. They ended it with wow! Exclamation point. Like,
you know why I probably do know this? Because one of the very first movies I ever covered professionally was Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. I'm sorry. Pretty sure. Like, you could probably find it. It's probably poorly written, but I'm pretty sure I might have reviewed the DVD release of that for Cinema Blend, and I think it might have been it really might have been my very first DVD review and official review, period.
That's hilarious. I would have to look back and to see what my first one was, but I do remember getting that one on Netflix. I do remember yeah.
Now I'm kind of curious. Wait, I'm just going to Google it real quick.
You're going to find it on Cinema Blend? I think mine was a Nacho Vigalondo movie. My first professional. I will say professional in the sense that like not a...
Which Nacho movie?
Extraterrestrial, which I really dug.
I feel like I saw that. What is that one about?
It's honestly about like an alien invasion kind. It's the one movie like no one really talks about that he made. I fucking dug the hell out of it. It's an alien invasion, and it's characters that end up just kind of like it's a weird buddy comedy alien invasion in a way, if I remember correctly. But it's good. I like it. It's not just sense of humor, and
yeah.
it's fine.
He's got a very specific sense of humor. I found the review about it. I gave it 1 star. 1 star out of 5.
That makes sense.
And like legitimately, I reviewed actually I can't even tell if this first rate, I gave it multiple ratings apparently, and I don't know which rating is for the like the DVD experience versus the actual movie. This is fascinating. I can't wait to read this garbage later, even though I'm probably gonna lose sleep over it after.
Billy is saying I'm trying to copy Liu Kang's haircut. Am I trying to copy? I guess in a way.
Annabelle, what's up, my friend?
Annabelle.
Hello again, my fave humans. Did not disappoint and glad they showed enough to show their intentions with it. Happy weekend, y'all. Cheers. Well, cheers to you. Thank you for being here and for supporting the show. And yeah, more high hopes for Mortal Kombat. Do we want to talk about another trailer?
Wait, should we go right into the fact that we have a Train to Busan remake now in the books?
Oh, yeah, Timo.
Fucking Timo. I am incredibly excited because this is the perfect pick to me. We already know that Timo can do breakneck action and he can keep up with the pace of the original Train to Busan because of The Night Comes for Us. But when you look back at his previous work before that, he knows horror. He knows his way around a horror film. May the Devil Take You is basically his Evil Dead. Sorry, I don't know why I blanked on Evil Dead. That's a movie we should all know. But like that's his Sam Raimi, and everything before that. Like there's this movie Killers that he just nails the serial killer kind of really Korean I Saw the Devil vibe. And I mean everything he's done with Chemo as well. There's the Mo brothers. And he knows horror. And he can keep up, and it's good. Like this is the perfect choice. This is 100% the perfect choice. I
don't know why I wanted to say Devil Ed.
Devil Ed. Hold on. You talk. I had to figure something out.
I really wanted to say that. You guys are going to hear me blab about this on Witching Hour, but I'm so excited that Timo is directing this remake because it's a remake of something that was a pretty beloved recent movie of all things. And if you really like the original Train to Busan, you're probably going to be worried that they're going to screw it up the second time around. But I feel like his sensibilities are just a sure sign that they're going to do it, and they're going to do it right. The only important title actually did what was his last movie, Matt? The Night Comes for Us.
The Night Comes for Us. Yep.
Did you mention that title?
Yeah. That's where I said like the breakneck action. Yes. He's going to be able to do that. That is a very
good one. You didn't mention a piece that he made that I think is like fucking 10 out of 10, A+ perfection.
Safe Haven.
It's so good. It's so good. VHS 2 was in my top 10 of whatever year it was released in. I like every single segment of that movie. I really do genuinely like them all. But Safe Haven is next level shit.
Which is funny because we are in the minority on that one. Apparently, not a lot of people like Safe Haven 2. VHS 2.
Are you kidding?
And I was kind of like, I always say that, and I was taken aback when everyone was like, "What? That one kind of like."
Okay, you know, I try to be open-minded and be accepting of different opinions. VHS 2 is above and beyond the other two. VHS 1 is solid, but VHS 1 is essentially like, it almost feels like the first feature of the VHS series where it's working, but you're still kind of finding your footing. VHS 2 has like top tier shorts and one that hits perfection level. It is so above and beyond, and VHS Viral is just like never being watched again.
I don't hate Viral. Bonesaw, if we're talking about Mortal Kombat, Bonesaw was like as close to Benson and Moorhead getting the Mortal Kombat that they'll ever get, I think, who are hilariously gigantic Mortal Kombat fans. Benson and Moorhead are like diehard Mortal Kombat dudes, and like that's part of the influence on their Bone Storm segment in VHS 3. But yeah, VHS 3 was Bone Storm, it was The Magician, it was, what were the other two? Was that the one with the zombie ride home?
No, not. You mean like the zombie in the park? Ride in the park? Ride in the park. That's two.
That's two. That's right.
That one's excellent. I mean, I've only ever seen VHS Viral once, and I was not happy. So it has. I don't think this is. Oh no, this is the frame narrative. Vicious Circles. Dante the Great.
That's The Magician.
Parallel Monsters. That's Nacho. Yep. Bone Storm.
Oh, yeah.
And Gorgeous Vortex.
Which didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
That's Todd Lincoln's that did not make the film, unfortunately, which I've seen. Todd Lincoln was very heavily supporting Gorgeous Vortex after the film came out as the one that didn't make it. And I gladly watched it. And kind of like Gorgeous Vortex is a weird video vortex freak out for all that it is. But God bless Todd Lincoln, like it didn't belong in the film. Like it did not belong anyway. It had no narrative. It had no nothing. It was kind of like, I understand why it was kept out, but like there is creative ingenuity there. And like, I'm glad he promoted it so hard as a short.
They need to make another VHS movie, but at home, like host style. Like just have everybody make one that leans into, the Zooms and Skypes and whatevers of the world.
Miska's really, I know Miska keeps tweeting about wanting to do another one. Brad Miska from Bloody Disgusting was one of the producers in the first one and all of them. And what do you say?
I would love another one, especially because I feel like that crop of genre directors have already, they've moved up to the next tier. And now we have a whole batch of new up and comers that really could benefit from the VHS platform. I feel like they should do it. Remember when there was Agencies of Death?
I like both of those. I'm going to be honest. I like both.
I like some of both. And liking that fraction of both does not justify watching all of both.
That's the hard part. When you have a 26 segment anthology and you're tempting the gods. Trust me, I saw December, which had 27 segments, counting the end credits.
Wait, which one?
And holy Deathcember came out in December, and it was an entire advent calendar of Christmas horror shorts. But like, here's the thing. ABC's of Death told their filmmakers. They had $5,000. They had to keep it within a time limit. And this is the concept. This is what you're doing. Deathcember had no direction, didn't tell anyone, gave no instructions. And what you got was everything from like a 1-minute short to like a freaking 15-minute short. And some of them were the lowest budget. Some of them spent millions. It was horrible. Don't get me wrong. It's also
I'm sorry, millions?
I don't know. Maybe not millions. I hope not millions.
2 hours and 25 minutes long.
2 hours and 25 minutes of pure torture.
Oh, no. Were any of them
It's so bad.
Were any of them?
There's a few that I was okay with, in the sense that it's very indie. And that's not to take away anything from like the indiest of directors. There was one by Michael Variotti, and I thought it was funny. It was just a consumer interaction between a customer and a clerk, and the things that go wrong on the holidays when you want to return something and you get a very nasty customer. And customer service. You have to work customer service at least 1 year in your life. I think everyone should do it to get a perception on the world. But it was a fun one. BJ Colangelo did one that had some fun gore in it. It was basically a radioactive reindeer that kills people, and like it's fun. That's cool. But there were so many of them were just hampered by the budget. They just couldn't do what they wanted to do, and like it's unfortunate because these anthologies, as you said, could be a great springboard, and under the right guidance, they are. But this was a lot of people either working outside their means or just they don't have the means, and that's not to be mean. Not everyone has it.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I still want more. I want more, not necessarily more 2 hour, 30-minute anthologies, but more VHSs, please. Also, I just like MK Songbird's comment. Chopin Derisu for the lead of the Train to Busan remake. There's my off the top of my head pick, can do both horror and awesome action. I couldn't agree more. Did you see all of I think it's the British Independent Film Awards? They happened, and his house got a whole bunch of wins. I don't think Chopin won, but I know Woomy did. And I think Remy won also.
He should. There were so many voting things I did this year that, in all honesty, left like Remy Weeks off as like a first time feature. The fact that like I didn't see his name on some list, I was just like, I don't want to say that's a horror bias. I'm just saying that a lot of people didn't put his house and Remy Weeks in there when clearly he was it was one of the best feature debuts of the year. Like hands down.
Can I ask you something and be honest?
Yeah.
I can't tell if I'm stupid for having done this or like, I don't know. It's a sign that I stay true to my heart and what I think should win. But I feel like on a lot of my ballots, I wind up throwing my voice away, throwing my vote away, because when I'm picking the best movies of the year, I'm putting the platform on the list. I know not a single other member of that voting body is going to pick the platform. So essentially, when I put the platform there, that vote is gone. No. It's literally
that's right. No, that's right. That's absolutely right, because that's what we're supposed to bring as individual critics to these guilds and circles. I mean, I put After Midnight in like every one of my segments. I guarantee you not a single other person in any of my critics guilds even watched After Midnight. But the fact that like I put After Midnight for film, I put Jeremy Gardner for director, I put Jeremy Gardner for actor, Bray Grant for supporting. Like, I'm going to do that because that's what I do. And that's not me swing bias. It's literally me using my voice, just as you just said.
I feel like the majority of my ballots were the platform in his house. And for
great.
Almost all the organizations that I'm in, I don't think either got a single nomination.
Me too. Same thing. But that's the point. That's why we do what we do. And what? So you're just going to use your vote to go along with what everyone else does? Like, oh, I think I should vote this, but I'll just vote for what everyone else is going to. Like, that sucks.
It's not necessarily, like following the crowd or trying to copy whatever everybody else is going to do. It's like, it's making sure that your vote does have value. It's like, for example, instead of putting the platform, I could have guaranteed that, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something that would have been on the bubble for me. Like I could have guaranteed that The Father or Invisible Man got in, something with a better shot where my vote could have tipped the scale, so to speak.
I think what you said before about using your voice in these awards guilds, I guess, and like our voting, I think you're using your voice by doing what you did versus not doing that. Because, for me, it's like I didn't vote for Sound of Metal in my top 10 at the end of the year because it just got edged out by like a few other movies. But I'm sure if I voted for it, it's something other people voted for, but I don't believe it. So like I put Baby Teeth in mine. I put After Midnight. I put all these other films that I'm like, no, these belong there in my opinion. Like that's my vote. So I think you're doing your vote a service by staying true to it.
I have a question again. Am I still here?
Yeah, why? What? Why would you not be here?
Because I'm looking at my StreamYard screen, and usually I could see the live box and the number ticking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
right?
I do. I see that. Yeah.
And I could see the amount of people watching this episode live. Out of nowhere right now, a third box just popped up, and it was like an internet signal, like a cell signal looking logo. Like it literally like popped up for 30 seconds and then left.
You're here. I promise you're here. I'll call out if you ever look like you're a ghost or you just vanish. I will call out.
If my expression dropped, it's because I'm like, am I frozen? Am I not here anymore?
No, you're still here.
Okay, good. Hey, Caleb, how you doing? Matt, tell me something football-y for Caleb. What's up with Deshaun Watson?
I don't want to talk about football. Okay.
We have to for
Wait. We can talk about football because I heard a crazy rumor about Deshaun Watson. Apparently.
I see it.
Oh, you already wait.
I think no, you tell me what it is first.
From the rumor I heard is that the Carolina Panthers are going to push very hard for Deshaun Watson to the tune of 3 first-round picks and Christian McCaffrey. That the report is the Panthers want Deshaun so bad that there's a chance they put up McCaffrey, and if they do, I feel like that's the one scenario where I'd be okay with Deshaun going away.
Why?
I don't care. I don't want to question it. If we're going to lose Deshaun Watson and that happens and we get Christian McCaffrey, cool.
Oh, shit. Okay. I wasn't thinking about the receiving end of it, but I'm
thinking receiving. I'm a Texans fan. I'm thinking full receiving.
About how like dumb that is for the Panthers.
It is, but they do have a backfield. Mike Davis proved that he could take some of the workload at least. Like he proved to be as competent enough. And the fact that they have so many quarterback concerns, Deshaun Watson is an elite athlete. I mean, he is a great quarterback who did not play that great last year in certain games because he didn't have a line. The dude has been playing without a line for years. If he has a line and he has the time, he's going to go ape shit.
Who's in the Panthers line? Like that is on that elite level.
They have a better line than we do. Doesn't matter who's in that line. It's the fact that he's getting out of there.
I don't know. I don't even know if that's the case because look at the year before when he had Hopkins and like they did pretty well, but even that connection wasn't enough to propel them through the playoffs.
No, I get that.
I think that's
also
nuts.
Also, it's nuts, but that's our football talk. And I hope we get Christian McCaffrey. Also, Simon is here. Hello, Simon. Simon Thompson.
Simon. How are you doing? I also voted for a number of movies I thought no one else would vote for, like Rent-a-Pal Host and The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I will tell you, I put some host nominations down that also went unanswered or just faded away into nothingness, sadly.
Oh, I hosted it hard. I can't agree with Simon on Rent-a-Pal and Wolf of Snow Hollow, but friends don't agree on everything.
You would turn host into a verb? Yeah, a verb.
I've hosted. I've hosted many a time.
You have. All right. We have another did we want to talk about another trailer? We did, right?
What are we going to talk about? I think there were things we were going to talk about.
Cruella. Did you watch it?
Oh, Cruella.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I mean, there was a trailer? I looked at the poster.
You didn't watch the trailer?
I forgot to watch the trailer.
It's odd. It's odd. It's like
Explain. Why is it odd? Give me a full.
It's an odd thing that's going to tip one way or the other. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous and just like flat out dumb and not work, or it could be one of the most amazing things ever. But it's basically like an origin story for Cruella with Emma Stone playing the character, and it almost seems like they're turning her into. I'm expecting them to want us to sympathize with the character, which is strange But you've probably seen on social media, there are many out there that are connecting the dots between Cruella and what Warner Brothers has done with Joker and Harley Quinn.
Look at the chat. Actually, just look at the chat really quick. You mean Disney's Joker? Disney's Joker? And
I think that's totally fair. I 100% understand why people.
You 101%, Perri? Believe 101?
Yeah, like there's no doubt in my mind that anybody who watches that trailer is going to find it reminiscent of those other two things because
you don't get the relevance of 101%.
Oh, 101 Dalmatians. I don't know what I said. If I said 100 or 101, I couldn't roll with
you misspoke 101 and it was perfect.
Did I? Okay, good.
Yes.
I did it on purpose, guys. I was going to try to spoonerism it, but there's too many syllables there. I'd get confused.
Don't do that.
Between the costumes and the makeup for the character, and also the sassy attitude and her presence in rooms, I definitely get the vibe that it's got some Harley Quinn touches to it. And then with the Joker, there's a lot of things that the character says towards the end of it in terms of embracing her cool nature that also feels very reminiscent of what they just did with Joker. So I understand those connections, but the truth of the matter is, and Haley brought this up when we were talking about it on Witching Hour, is this is a character that we know because she skins dogs. That's fucked up. And if Disney is going to ask me to understand her, that's going to get a big old middle finger from me. But if you want to look at it like on the flip side, I guess, in a sense, Disney is never going to have the balls to say, I don't care if you sympathize with our title character. She's going to be bad and you're not going to be forced to like her or to root for her. It's more of an entertaining journey. Like what I think they did with I Care a Lot, which is on Netflix right now. I think that's a good example of that kind of tone and what the viewer's relationship with an anti-hero could be. But this is Disney we're talking about here. So there's going to be a end of second act sob story where we're going to realize why she is the way she is and we're all going to have to feel bad for her. It's a stretch. And I think it's either going to fall flat on its face or it's going to surprise everyone and it's going to work. But there's not going to be a middle ground on this one.
I'm into it. I'm okay. I mean, I love Emma Stone, so I'm into watching her try to traverse that. And I'm not going to say that Joker does that either. It's just the sense that I think Joker had more of a chance of doing that and it couldn't even live up to that potential. So Nah, I'm not that enthusiastic about it.
What do we got here, Lamont? I've never seen the Cruella trailer, not even reaction videos. Well, haha, you just saw a reaction video because I gave you my reaction.
Oh my God, you trapped him.
Sorry, man. I hope you enjoyed that reaction. And if you still don't want to watch the trailer now, you don't have to because I just explained it.
You want to talk about better things?
What's a better thing?
Paddington 3.
Oh my God.
Paddington 3.
I love Paddington so much. Those two movies are so good.
They're perfect movies. They're perfect movies.
How many people feel that way now? Yet I still don't think that the movie gets enough credit.
There's like 3 followers that hate Paddington on my timeline. And whenever something happy comes out about it, they try to like poo-poo it, and I always just send the hard stare gif, and I'm like, nope, Paddington is good. But for those who don't know, Paddington 3 is happening. It's filming. We're doing things with it. So we're getting Paddington 3.
Am I still here?
Yes, now you're still here.
Was I not here for a second?
You're good now.
I feel bad saying this, but if you hate on Paddington, do you have a heart?
No, you don't. Us at the Merri Hour, we take hard stances on Paddington. I don't give a fuck about what else you like, but you have to like Paddington.
Paddington 1 and 2, they're just impossibly sweet movies. Like I don't get. You might not love that movie as much as other movies, but there's nothing about either to hate whatsoever.
You're kind and polite. The world will be right, as Aaron just put in there. It's just perfect. I don't understand. Like every emotional beat in those films is so well done. It is so good at making you feel all warm inside. And like, I know it's coming every time. I know the end of both films. I've seen them both multiple times, and I still just like weepy eye at the end. I can't help it.
Do you have any concerns about Paul King not coming back to direct it?
A little bit, yeah.
Willy Wonka Land?
Yeah, I feel like whenever you have a change in the guard like that, and I mean, we don't know who was kind of spearheading all of that, I guess I will say. Like, if that was King, if that was all King's influence in making sure it became that film, we're going to find out in the third one. I think that's the only way to tell, is to see it happen and see what happens out of it. Am I nervous? A little bit. Do I feel better than the fact that there are 2 Paddington films they can work off as templates? And I see it almost as a Wandaverse kind of thing, where we know James Wan's style. A lot of filmmakers can do James Wan's style, but you gotta bring all of it. You can't just ape it. You have to bring every element of it and not just do a surface value. Well, here's what we've given you in the past. It's our best attempt at doing it again. So basically, don't be the Curse of La Llorona of the Paddington universe. How did we get there? We did.
Matt, I thought you said Wandaverse for a minute. I got so confused.
Oh, sorry. Wanaverse, like James.
No, I get
Wanaverse.
it. Why are you putting an A in there? Like, wouldn't it just be Wanverse?
No, because I want to say it like that.
Okay. Well, then people might think you're talking about
It's my made-up universe. I can name it whatever the fuck I want.
Wait, there's another. Isn't there another term? Isn't there another term for the James Bond?
The Controverse. People say the Controverse, kind of.
Ah, God, I feel like there's something else that's like semi-popular out there. I'm not going to pull it right now. Oh, hey, look. Lamont gave us a super chat that happens to be a perfect promo opportunity, because if you don't know what the Witching Hour is, that's the podcast I co-host with Haley Fouch, and it's on Collider. And as luck would have it, there's going to be a new episode bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific. And speaking of WandaVision stuff, we talk about WandaVision.
You know what else I can plug?
What?
With the Witching Hour.
Yes.
Our Real Love Film Festival special episode is going to go up on our channels next week. So if you like the Witching Hour, and you also like me, and you like podcasts that I co-host, you can hear me talk to Perri and Haley about a movie.
It was very.
That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
That was a good conversation.
Yeah, but I get to put up the audio next week, so that'll be on our everything, our Podbean, our Spotify, and stuff like that. And the video will be on our YouTube channel. So look out for the collab.
I'll be sharing away, guys.
You fucking better share it.
I will. Do we have other stuff to talk about tonight?
There are 9, count them 9, separate GameStop stunk movies.
Wait. Can you repeat that? I'm not following.
GameStop stunks.
I
just had to say stunk.
Okay. I get it.
In any case, as reported, there are apparently 9 different properties in the works right now about the whole GameStop Wall Street hullabaloo that went down all of a few weeks ago. I think everything ranging from, like, someone joked about Adam McKay getting involved, and it's like really kind of happening. So like everything from like possible Adam McKay involvement to documentaries to whatever have you. So we're gonna get some GameStop movies, whether that's true to life or whether it is The Big Short-esque. And I'm kind of okay with it. They just had the actual like they did like a whole legal not battle, but like they had a whole to do. Now Perri's gone. I'm just gonna keep talking on that. But so there is plenty to talk about GameStop.
Magically appeared at my door.
Oh, look at that. But like it's going to get into the Robinhood stuff where Robinhood stopped letting people trade GameStop, and that became very shady. And the government is now looking into that. And you have the Reddit CEO versus the Robinhood CEO giving like legal testimonies to what they did and why they did it. And it's going to get really interesting. And I think it could make some pretty interesting movies in the right hands.
Into it. Yeah. And I hope that everybody who wants to make a movie gets to make a movie, because it's incredibly hard, but it's incredibly difficult to make a movie. And I'll bet you anything that at the very least 2 of these fall apart and never happen. But you know what? What adaptation or documentary coverage I'm thinking of right now? Firefest. Remember when we got those 2 Firefest documentaries pretty much back to back? I happily watched both of them and learned something from both of them and was mighty entertained by both of them. And also at the same time wouldn't have minded a dramatization of the whole scenario too. So I think there is going to be interest in this. So if you can make a whole bunch of movies, just go for it. And with Adam McKay in particular, I like the idea of his sensibility paired with that true story.
That's all literally like rumor. There's no official. It's just there's a lot of things going out there right now, and there's a lot of things that like it could, even if it's not him, like adjacent to something of that nature. But I mean, even look at The Big Short and something about like when I went into The Big Short, I'm like, do I actually want to see a movie on this crisis that like I saw happen around me and was, Occupy Wall Street, like I worked on Wall Street when Occupy was there, and that was a scene. Like all this, the aftermath of that was crazy. Like me trying to walk through crowds to get to my office, which was not even a Wall Street office. My company thought it like looked cool to have an office there, so I had to like go to like One World Trade, not One World Trade, but like go to Wall Street and like around One World Trade at the time and like work there. It was crazy, but I didn't have a full understanding. So the movies like The Big Short, when they are done the way they are done, like I walked away with so much of a better understanding. And I think this whole GameStop scenario where I do know enough about it, I did some research and like, I feel like I'm pretty okay with it. I still feel like there's plenty to give to audiences and myself to give you more information there.
I need more information because I don't fully understand everything. I think one of the ones that we know is a real deal situation is the Mark Bull, Noah Centineo one, right?
Yes, yes.
One, that's actually happening. Or at least
that one is.
They're officially in the development process where they're putting it together.
So I mean, we know that one's happening, but again, like it's still 8 more out there that are kind of like, we're gonna do it too, and sure, why not?
Negotiations to write if you want an actual update on the situation and where they're at in that process. Ooh, I like this. I'd watch this movie.
Oh wait, there was of course. My Life is Wild. Wait, MK Songbird had a question for both of us.
Yes, please.
And it was.
Remember what time it was?
No, I forget what time it was, but it was Joaquin Phoenix and Ari Aster teaming up, and then they put somebody else against them and said, "Who are you more excited for?"
Well, was this like forever ago? Oh, I see it. I found it.
You got it. Okay.
Tom Hardy teaming up with Gareth Evans or Joaquin Phoenix teaming up with Ari Aster. Which are you more excited for? Can I go first?
Yeah, sure. Go.
I do really admire both Ari Aster and Joaquin Phoenix, but I feel like when it comes to track record with me liking movies and enjoying them and being entertained by them, I have to lean towards Tom Hardy and Gareth Evans. Also because Safe Haven's the most amazing thing in the world. We've established that.
I'm trying to make an argument in my head to take the other side, but I don't think I can. I kind of agree with you. Tom Hardy and Evans working together on something is just expert level hype. I don't know how I could be hyped much more for anything. Whether it's a gangster pick or whatever, whatever route they go with it, I feel like it's going to be exactly what they both need in a way. I don't know. I like their team up a lot, and I think they're going to bring a lot to each other versus one of them kind of like bearing the weight of the entire project. I think the same is actually true of Ari Aster and Joaquin Phoenix. I feel like their styles and sensibilities mesh very well together, but it's going to be the kind of situation where they both wind up elevating each other's work. So I'm excited for both. But if I had to play this game and pick one or the other, I would pick it's Hardy and Evans. It's Hardy and Evans.
Yeah. What else we got, Matt?
You want to talk about Barb and Star?
Yes, I want to talk about Barb and Star. I'm going
to say up front. Go ahead. Open up what you need.
The IMDb page in case we need any info.
I'm going to say up front, I think you liked it more than I did. I liked it. Do not get me wrong. But I'm going to say up front, the one thing I didn't like most about it was Barb and Star. I
loved Barb and Star. Do I think it's a good movie? It's a very difficult thing to explain, but it's all over the place. It makes no sense. It's like a friggin' mess. but it's so incredibly charming, and their chemistry and that vibe that they have is just so palpable, and it radiates off the screen with such positivity that it's nearly impossible not to get caught up in that.
So, but here's my thing though. I think everything else that happened around them was so much more interesting to me, only because I found their this is the thing, if you're either into their shtick or you're not. And I found their shtick a little too much for my comedic stylings, where I think Wiig is doing way better work as the supervillain. I think Jamie Dornan steals the whole damn movie.
He's great.
And all the random asides to me are the ones that kept me going. I think Barb and Star they're who you needed in this movie, kind of, and I understand that, to play the wildness outside of these two average suburban not moms. I get it. I get why they're there. I just, who they are just was a little bit too much for me. But that said, I had a blast with the movie, and we don't get no stakes comedies like that a lot right now, which is nice.
I know I can understand that criticism, because I think they're very much a one note style of comedy. And so if you don't like what you get in the first couple of minutes of that movie, you're not going to like the whole thing. Like, really, I think that's a perfect example of a movie that can be shut off after 15, 20 minutes, because like it is what it is. And it's okay if you don't like it. Usually I never encourage anyone to shut up. Like, it drives me off my mind when my family will sit down for a movie and before the first act is even over, they decided that they just don't like it. I can't, my heart can't handle it. But I think this is an example of one that winds up not abiding by that rule I have, where if you don't like what you get right out the gate, it's probably not going to get any better for you. But I also think that how much I love this movie was just speaking to the fact that I needed something super light and silly. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I've been watching recently, while good, has been, like, especially at Sundance, extremely heavy. A lot of movies that tackle really trying real world problems, and I don't know, like it's been a lot of hard stuff to watch. And then this just dropped at the perfect time to just lighten everything up, and I just needed it. It was so fun to just like sit back and not try to make sense of anything and just laugh along with the characters.
It's the closest we're going to get to something Austin Powers-y. Until another Austin Powers, which will probably never happen. I'm just saying, like, it's the closest thing we'll get to that kind of comedy again, where you just don't have to care about much that's going on because something wild and random is going to happen. You're going to laugh and you're going to get distracted, and that's fine. Like, that kind of humor needs to still exist. I know we live in a time where everything has to have an in-depth meaning and everything has to have like that existential weight on it, but it also doesn't. We can still get back to the fact that we can watch something and maybe not feel super invested, but still walk out going, I had a blast. Like, the cameos in that movie are fantastic. And it has this whole, like, the Lonely Island vibe to me, which is all like to me, like, that's where the cameos and like the songs come in. It feels like the Lonely Island had a little part of this, which I know they didn't, but still it feels like that influence got in there. So everything like that worked for me. Like, that's where it worked best for me.
There were a lot of pop star comparisons.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Popstar is another movie that I don't think truly gets the credit it deserves.
Popstar does not get the credit it deserves. Popstar is a goddamn masterpiece.
As much as I liked Barb and Star, I think I genuinely think Popstar is an absolutely ridiculous, but like truly a good movie. I really love that movie.
It is phenomenal. Chris G, what movie are we talking about? Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. But we're also talking about Popstar. And if any of you haven't seen Popstar, Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. But yeah, Popstar is literally one of the funniest. The funny part is, when I saw it the first time, I thought it was fine. Every time I watched it after that, it got better and better and better. So, like, for me, it built up. I don't know why the first time I saw it, I didn't love it.
Oh, it's going to get funnier and funnier every time you watch it. It is definitely in that category. Whenever I think of a movie like that, and I did not like Barb and Star the first time around, so that's not why I'm bringing this up. But I'll never forget the first time I watched Step Brothers, and I walked out, what is this nonsense? Like, how does anybody find this funny? This is ridiculous. I didn't like it at all. Then I watched it again, and it started to click. and then it seeped in even more. And before I know it, I'm busy like running around quoting the movie. I can't stop watching it. I just have a feeling Barb and Star is going to be one of those things where the more you watch it, the more hilarious it gets. And its baseline is already pretty funny.
My example of that is Semi-Pro, where I saw Semi-Pro at midnight in college and like hated it. I thought it was so dumb. I thought it was the worst movie ever. And like all my friends went home, we trashed it. But then it came on our like college like station that we had that was like the movie channel. And every night at like 2 a.m., like me and my friend would just put it on as we fell asleep, and we just catch bits and chunks as like we'd fall asleep. And the more we kind of watched it and like fell asleep to, I think I subconsciously just started loving it. And now I find it fucking hilarious.
I'm just mostly fascinated by the fact that you guys had a movie channel. Did we have a movie channel? I feel like there was an NYU channel.
Yeah, we had a channel. Like there was a channel in our local cable or like our local stuff at Hofstra that was kind of like the movie channel or whatever, basically. And they would show like pay-per-view-y kind of movies, but for free. And yeah, that was Semi-Pro for me. We would just fall asleep watching it. I think we just made ourselves love it by watching it that much.
I'm really confused about whether or not my school had a movie channel, but I know we had a radio station because I did.
Oh yeah, everyone has radio station.
News breaks for the radio station, but never actually listened to the radio station myself.
Yeah, and everyone keeps mentioning Hot Rod. I love Hot Rod was when I fell into immediately. I loved Hot Rod, and I still watch that. It's just exactly. I think Hot Rod's a better comparison maybe than Pop Star to Barb and Star, because Hot Rod's the same kind of like, this is the comedy we're going to do, and we're going to keep to these characters 24/7, but we're also going to have the random asides. We're going to have that weirdness in there. I
could have used a rewatch of Hot Rod recently. I feel like it's been a little too long since I've queued that one up. What was your favorite part of Barb and Star? Like, what was the recurring joke that got you the most?
The recurring joke that 100% got me the most in Barb and Star was... Well, I don't even know if it's recurring. I think for me, the thing that got me most was Jamie Dornan's song. I mean, when Jamie Dornan does that, I don't like Jamie Dornan as an actor. And that's not just me saying 50 Shades Jamie Dornan. I feel like Jamie Dornan's never brought that much to a role. He just has one emotion. And in this, seeing him get as far away from that preconception as possible, like, blew my mind. And that song, I can't get away from it. That song. Or wait, I take it back. No, we're redoing this. It's the crab. I won't say anything more. It's the crab.
The crab is my favorite.
The crab is hands down my favorite.
The crab is my favorite. My second favorite is Jamie Dornan. My third favorite is the talking group because it's so messed up.
The talking group and Vanessa Bayer
she's great.
Hilarious. She is so to me, whenever she shows up in something, she is the best thing in everything she's in. And she would have been the best thing in Barb and Star had Jamie Dornan not been there. But the talking group and that whole, like, again, the suburban housewife kind of like, we have to fit these normalities, and they do it very well.
I enjoyed that. Have you ever seen the movie A Private War with Rosamund Pike? I feel like you should.
No, I haven't.
Because Jamie Dornan is quite good in that. That's probably that. Other than Bob, I was about to say Bob and Star. Then I tried to stop myself and say Starb and Bar. My next favorite Jamie Dornan performance is Private War. It's quite good. And I feel like this was going on in my I Care a Lot review that, you know, Rosamund Pike isn't that good. She's only had a couple good, like, no, she's had a lot of good movies. It's just for some reason she's excellent in all these movies, and then it's like movies that are on the award season bubble, and it's like, you know, at the very beginning of award season when these movies start coming out, and it's either you tip on one side or you tip to the other side. It's like movies like A Private War just tip to the wrong side. It's not her fault. She's so good in it, and she deserves recognition for stuff like that. She just missed out on it more so than she actually got it. But anyway,
no, I love Rosamund Pike. Doom, come on, Rosamund Pike and Doom.
I think I like Doom too much.
I think I love Doom. So it's impossible to like it too much because I get that all the time on the internet for liking Doom.
Steven.
Have you seen Doom? Did you not hear us talking about Doom?
Have you seen Doom? But also, I was about to, never mind. I should give you credit. I was about to say that I Care a Lot is not a depressing movie because it's like, I don't know, it's cheeky and energetic and really super slick. But when you really think about it, the fact that there's any truth whatsoever in that concept is fairly depressing. So you get a point there. But yeah, Steven loves Doom. We all love Doom, right?
I love Doom. Everyone should love Doom. Not a lot of people love Doom. I can tell you not a lot of people love Doom.
I liked it quite a bit. And like, I feel like I came to Doom late when I was already well aware of the fact that everybody hated it. And then I watched it. What did everyone hate? It was just off the wall, but I loved it.
Like, it was one of the first video game adaptations to try the first person aspect of it all. Like, this is before Hardcore Henry and anything. Like, Doom tried the first person and did it really freaking well. Like, it's so cool, that whole sequence they shoot up.
Are you ready to lose me, Matt? You know what else I love?
What?
I love Super Mario Brothers. Love it.
I mean, it's weird. Don't get me wrong. It's weird as hell. I'll have to rewatch it to see where I tip on the spectrum. I've only seen it as like a kid, and I remember it. I remember all the weird Koopas and stuff like that. But
I was obsessed with that movie as a kid, and it's something that still is like nostalgia charming, even as an adult.
Okay, all right.
I feel like this response from Travis is
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, like I can never tell when the timing is off, but here I'm pretty sure the timing is not off.
That is correct timing. That's correct timing at all. Also, to track back to Mortal Kombat really quickly, we should do a drunk commentary for Annihilation.
You know, so when we were talking about it earlier, I was going to pitch it, but I didn't want to put you on the spot live.
What, you're going to put me on the spot by putting me on the spot to talk about drunk commentaries? Come on.
I think we should do both of them.
I feel like we should do more drunk commentaries just in general.
Well, even though we didn't, what was that show that we did? Beer what?
Who cares? Netflix brewery show.
We literally watched 4 hours straight of that show to do a watch along. What was it called?
I don't care because it's not getting actually renewed, and no one's ever going to watch it again. Beer Brothers? Brew Brothers?
Brew Brothers. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that thing. I don't know. We got too drunk at the end. We forgot the name of it.
It was a very forgettable, not so good show. But we should do Mortal Kombats. Okay.
Mortal Wombats.
Quartal Mombats.
I was just saying Mortal Wombats because I want to see that movie.
I would also see Quartal Mombats, so we're even.
Oh, that's fair.
You know what else? I would also love to make our way over to an hour.
Yeah, we should do that. We got to do that.
What I have for you guys right now is a link to a YouTube video. I'm dropping it in the live chat right now. All you got to do is click on that link and it'll bring you over to the next live stream that begins in about 10 minutes, 8:45 p.m. Eastern time. Then what happens in that stream is we'll share with you our special link to our Power Hour playlist, and it automatically starts for everyone when we're all in it. And then we hang out, we kick back, we have a couple drinks, and we listen to some good music, and it's a good time. So click on that. We're out of here on this stream, and we will see you for Power Hour.